Less than a week after imposing a sanctuary city policy, Houston's mayor and city council are preparing to back down. This is Wednesday, April 15th, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Well, we're halfway through the week. Thanks for spending part of this Wednesday with the Texas Minute. As a friendly reminder, your big spending Uncle Sam wants you to send him more of your money today. Voluntarily, of course. Let's jump into the news. Less than a week after voting to impose new restrictions on how Houston police interact with federal immigration agents, Houston Mayor John Whitmire is convening a special meeting of the Houston City Council on Friday morning to unravel their new policy. This move follows Governor Greg Abbott's threat earlier this week to revoke more than $110 million in state public safety grants. The Houston Police Officers Union had objected to the city council's action, and of course, Whitmire and others tried to claim that it reflected existing HPD practices. Despite voting for the policy himself, Whitmire is now changing his tune. Apparently, appeasing left-wing activists in his party wasn't worth the $110 million budget hit. Next month, voters in Fort Worth will be asked to decide on a debt package totaling more than $1 billion to be repaid by taxpayers. The new bond debt is meant to fund a variety of infrastructure projects, ranging from streets and parks to housing and animal care. Fort Worth officials claim that the new debt isn't anticipated to require new tax burdens, but Andrew McVeigh of Texans for Fiscal Responsibility describes that as a, quote, total fabrication. That's a nice way of saying they're lying. A recently released forensic audit of Kinney County's finances has raised new concerns about County Auditor Cheryl Jones. The external review highlighted Jones's lack of cooperation and concluded that her position should be dissolved. Her tenure has been marked by controversy, with county commissioners declaring last year that she, quote, abused the discretion of her office. Now, under Texas law, a county with a population of under 10,200 people isn't required to have an appointed auditor. While the population of Kinney County is less than 3,200, it has had an auditor since 1981. The Texas Minute will be right back.
The Luke Macias Show is your access to what happens behind closed doors in Texas politics. Listen weekly to me, your host, Luke Macias, as I break down what is actually happening in conservative politics in the Lone Star State, a state that we all love and cherish. Listen weekly wherever you listen to podcasts. This show is a product of Texas Scorecard.
An activist group has released an Undercover video that shows a now former staff member at the University of Texas at Arlington discussing how the institution has maintained left-wing indoctrination materials in their course content. This latest video, produced by Accuracy in Media, features undercover footage of Melissa Cruz. At the time, she was a recruiter for UT-Arlington's social work school. She discusses in the video the institution's approach to state-level restrictions on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives instead of using what she called banned terminology that would trigger administrative scrutiny. Cruz said that university staff have merely rebranded specific concepts. For example, continuing education units previously labeled as cultural competency are now classified as human service hours. A UT-Arlington spokesperson told Texas Scorecard that Cruz is no longer employed by the university. You can find the details on that story and the others mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Michael Wilson, Addie Hovland, Travis Morgan, and Adam Kahn. Our producer is Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now, let's go make it a great day.